Coming up next on KX News at 10, doctors are addressing the newest strain of COVID here in North Dakota. And the latest report from the task commissioner shows just how much the pandemic has affected local business. Plus, how to make those New Year's resolutions a reality.
Putting North Dakota first. KX News at 10 starts now.
Good evening. I'm Renee Cooper. Thanks for watching KX News. Leading our coverage tonight, the newest known strain of the coronavirus in the U.S. And even though it hasn't been reported in North Dakota so far, hospitals here are keeping an eye on it. Dr. Avish Nagpal with Sanford Health says the new strain is a mutation of the original virus, which is common for any virus. He says the same distancing measures like standing 6 feet apart and wearing masks can still protect you from the mutation. When it comes to the vaccine, Nagpal says it's too early to tell if it'll be effective against the strain, but as the state's chief health strategist has told KX, he too is cautiously optimistic.
The vaccine in real-world settings continues to be effective. So there is no real reason to believe that the vaccine will become ineffective because of this particular mutation.
Both Pfizer and Moderna are testing their vaccines against the new strain, which has popped up in Colorado, California, and Florida so far. North Dakota health officials have confirmed 161 new cases of the coronavirus this morning from a limited number of reported tests. That's typical for the end of a weekend. On your screen is a breakdown by county. Cass County reporting the most with 42. Grand Forks County had 34 cases and Burleigh County had 20. Officials said 1,611 tests were processed in the last day for a positivity rate of more than 10%. A total of 930,041 COVID-19 cases have now been recorded since the start of the pandemic. The death count in comparison to the rest of the country remains high, although no new deaths were reported by the health department in the last day. This follows the 18 deaths listed in Saturday's report, which included numbers over a 2-day period because of the New Year's holiday. The state ranks 4th highest per capita for its death toll at about 172 deaths per 100,000 people. Hospitalizations rose by 6 since Thursday to 98 people, and figures compiled Saturday show there are 40 staffed intensive care beds and 401 staffed inpatient beds available throughout the state. North Dakota's mask mandate remains in effect until January 18th. The latest information on the coronavirus, including all the latest case numbers and prevention, head to our website, kxnet.com. A report from the North Dakota tax commissioner shows that people were buying less in the third quarter of 2020, showing just how much the pandemic has affected business and the spendable income people have in the state. Ryan Rauschenberger says compared to 2019, taxable sales and purchases are down 19%. The downturn in the economy caused by the pandemic is one reason for the dip, but low oil and gas prices also contributed to the decline. But he says despite the downward trend in most markets, there was one area where the state saw an increase.
One sector that we have seen an increase in is retail trade, which does seem a little counterintuitive. But what we've seen is a lot of people are shifting to online sales. So we capture online sales now in our taxable sales and purchases.
He says the retail trade sector, which includes shopping in person or online, saw an increase of 8%, totaling about $136 million. Holiday shopping in the month of December brought a much-needed boost to small businesses in the state. Local businesses like Nature's Nook children's toys and bookstores are getting creative to keep it up in the new year by offering curbside pickup and staying active on social media to let customers know about deals. Owner Deb Perry says even though you are done with your holiday gift giving, now is the time to continue shopping local.
Please continue in January, in February, and all throughout the new year. We love our community. We want to be here for you, and it just tickles me to no end when people come in and purchase from me.
Perry says normally Valentine's Day and Mother's Day are busy for her. She hopes for the same turnout this year. In other news, the Souris Valley Animal Shelter says abandonment intakes are up 14% in 2020, which staff say make these cases even more heartbreaking. Taylor Rozzari spoke with the executive director about a senior dog that was recently left behind and resources available to prevent these situations like this from happening in the first place.
Seamus is a 10-year-old Great Dane who was recently found by Good Samaritans after being dumped just outside of Burlington. And after being taken to Souris Valley Animal Shelter, staff did some digging.
We searched our system. We noticed that someone a day before had applied to surrender their dog, and it turns out that it was this dog. But to have this dog for 10 years and then think the most appropriate thing was to abandon him in freezing temperatures on the side of the road is just really unspeakable.
It's a lot like the case of Wilson, a young male dog who was found wandering the streets of Parshall in November. He came in with pretty serious wounds, but was taken care of by on-staff veterinarian Dr. Logan Wood and is now living in his new forever home.
He's phenomenal and in a wonderful home, but he was a wonderful dog, just like Seamus, to where you know that they've lived in a home, you know that at some point they were very loved. So to have them roaming the streets in cold temperatures is just heartbreaking.
Waters says not all abandonments the shelter sees are dogs on the side of the road.
Going on extended vacations for multiple days or sometimes weeks at a time and leaving their pet in the home without anyone to care for the pet. And then when people are evicted or are moving, they leave their pets in their home without telling anyone.
Waters emphasizes the shelter wants to do whatever it can to help neglected or abandoned animals, but also wants to make known preventative resources the nonprofit offers, such as emergency housing and their community pantry.
And so if it's a matter of affordability and you're getting back on your feet for the next 2 months, if you lost your job because of COVID and you're struggling putting groceries on the table, we will do whatever it takes to make sure your pet is well fed every single day with enrichment items and everything it needs to be healthy.
Which brings us to the Souris Valley Animal Shelter's ultimate goal.
In the end, whether they come in as a stray or come in as a neglect case, we try to find the perfect home for them.
Reporting for KX News in Minot, Taylor Rosari.
Next month, the shelter will be participating in a second transport of animals from a high-kill shelter in Oklahoma. Back in November, 40 dogs were saved from that shelter in the first round of transports. Thanks for all you do. We've been lucky to have unseasonably warm temps so far this winter, but they may not stick around for long. And before the frigid cold comes, experts say you should prepare your home now. Freezing temperatures can be a major threat to your water lines in your home or business, which could lead to thousands of dollars in repairs. But one technician we spoke with says there are ways to prevent that from happening.
The biggest thing you're going to want to do is make sure you got no air infiltration from the outside inside. Any place where, say, a dryer vent would go out the wall, outside hydrants, in the high efficiency furnaces, you want to make sure that they're not plugged up and no snow buildup around them.
He says if temperatures are extreme, leave your faucet dripping. And if you are leaving your home for an extended period of time, make sure to leave your thermostat at or above 60 degrees. A new year means new resolutions. It happens every year, but how often do people really follow through? A resolution can mean wanting to learn a new hobby, getting healthier, exercising more, and even focusing on your own well-being. So why do we tend to break those resolutions so quickly? We spoke to one expert who says often the behaviors we want to change are habits. And in order to form a habit, it takes about 21 days.
Say specifics. For example, I am going to eat fruits and vegetables at every supper by the next month. And then you can actually, might mark it down on a calendar or keep a food log. And so then you can actually measure if you're doing it.
Cole says don't overwhelm yourself with goals. Instead, she says taking it day by day will encourage you to stick with it. Good advice. And now here are some of the top stories of the week from KX News, in case you missed it.
Nursing homes have been some of the hardest hit spots during this pandemic. That's why they are at the top of the list for vaccine distribution.
We want everybody to make the best decision for themselves, the most informed decision, and we want to be the one to provide that information.
According to the North Dakota Department of Transportation, wearing a seatbelt is the single most effective way to reduce injuries and fatalities and crashes.
What we see on the road day in and day out is that there's far more individuals that are safe by wearing the seatbelt.
This time last year, more than 1,000 North Dakotans had influenza. According to the North Dakota Department of Health, there have only been 107 reported cases so far this season.
There's nothing about influenza that's entirely predictable year over year.
According to J.D. Power, the U.S. automotive industry reported a decline of sales of more than 17% in the first 8 months of 2020.
We're a small car lot. I'd say we average 10 to 12 cars a month. The last 2 months, we've sold a total of 5 cars.
Bismarck police reported nearly 200% more opioid overdoses this year compared to last year.
We are seeing a lot more people bringing drugs into our community.
This year, Bismarck saw 102 opioid overdoses and 10 deaths.
Let's just call it what it is. It's lucrative. Our people seem to have money, and when you have money, that tends to bring drugs into your community.
Stay with us. There's more local news ahead, plus your full forecast is still to come. Keep it here.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us. You're watching KX News at 10 with Renee Cooper and Sports with Luke Gamble. KX News at 10, putting North Dakota first. Local news is unique to the communities it serves. Local news